6A, the first question that was asked for was 5, and it says, what's a sample of a symmetric distribution? So if we did a frequency graph of the scores, there were a few low ones and some more in the middle, and then less, and as we go out here, so each side is mirror image of the right side is a mirror image of the left side. That would be a symmetric distribution. Now, and it could be a narrow one or a really wide one or in between one. Those are symmetric. Then it said give an example of left skewed. So that would be if the mound was here and left skewed, it would have a tail on the left side and drop off. If it was right skewed, it would be the mound and a tail on the right and drop off. Okay? So that's what 5 was asking for. And then number 21 was requested. 21 says the appropriate average, the average household income in Missouri. And should we use median, or mode? And so the national statistics actually does use the median for this because they don't want outliers, a household that has really high income, to influence the average very much. And so when they do the average, they just use the middle number, the median. They do not use the mode. Most things don't even use the mode, but so that would be why they would use the median on that one. They don't want the outliers to influence the data very much, the really high incomes or the really low incomes, to have that much influence on it. Okay, next one is 24, and it says the average number of pieces of luggage lost per flight of an airline company from an airline company's perspective. Okay, so an airline company will have generally they will have very few lost, a low number, but every once in a while they'll have a major loss, so there'll be some high ones up here. So the mean would be influenced by these outliers. So they would probably use the median, which would bring you back closer to or maybe even the mode. So the mode or median is the average they would use. Next one is 30. And 30 says the number of peoples whose street address end in 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, they're going to be equally likely end in each of the numbers, so the distribution would be pretty much level. And so therefore, how many peaks would you expect? I would expect no peaks. And then make a sketch of the distribution. I did that, pretty much uniform. 0 is as frequent as 9 is, and all the other ones inside. What would you expect the distribution to be? Symmetric, left skewed, or right skewed? Well, since it's constant, it's not skewed at all. It's symmetric, and but it doesn't have a mound in it. Very high variation. Would you expect the variation of the distribution to be small, moderate, or large? Large, because it's the same all the way across. That's 30. Oop, and I didn't even have it down here. Okay, sorry. No peaks, constant spread, 0 to 9. That's what it looked like. Okay. Gotta be more careful on that. Make sure you can see what I'm doing. 33. The prices of 20-pound bags of 20 different brands of dog food. Okay, so the prices, there'll be a few high-end prices, and then, but most of them will be about around a a similar value. That'll probably drop off pretty quickly because they have to charge something, but then there might be a few that's put extra money into it. So I would guess the distribution would have one peak. It would have be skewed to the higher prices, so right skewed, and it would be left skewed. I answered that one, and the variation, it would probably be not a lot of variation. There'll be a few here and then a few higher prices, but they'll be all pretty much in this similar dollar value. So probably a low variation on that one. And then finally, 39. 39, it gives you the weights of 31 rugby players, and they show that in a figure. And what are we supposed to do on this one? Smooth distributions. Through each histogram, draw a smooth that captures the important features and classify the distribution according to a number of peaks and its skewness. So if I had this one, 39, if I were to draw through this one, I won't draw my book, but I'll highlight it here. I would draw a curve that would be something that goes like this and smooth it out and come down, hitting kind of the center of the tops of each of these. And this looks very symmetric and just a single maximum. It's not bimodal, trimodal, a single mode. And the mean, median, and mode would all be about, see, that looks, it says 90s here, 100 here, it looks like about 92 or 3 or something like that. And that's in kilograms. And I think that's the answers to that one.